Hello, everyone. Hello. If you're looking at the practice test and you need some help, here's the place to look at it. But again, I apologize. My son has pink eye. It looks okay. He has, eye drop medication, and it's just annoying. I'm sorry, but I hate being away. Anyway, so I'm here if you need questions or answers, or you need me to sort of explain the answers, you've come to the right place. Okay, so here's the practice test. Again, the test is not until Thursday. This is, I think it's March 7th, March 9th. Okay, so we'll have time to go over this. Okay, all right, let's jump into this. So this is EQ1 on reaction rate. You can use your notes. See, notes have everything, and then the work. So reaction rates. So this is the rate in which the reactants turn into products. Easy peasy. Okay. During a chemical reaction, reactions are blank and their concentration blank. Reactants are combined, are mixed. And their concentration decreases. Their products are formed and their concentration increases. So remember, reactants become products. Okay? All right, the second one. Iodine becomes hydrogen, okay, to form 2 moles of hydroiodic acid. Okay. During the chemical reaction shown above, the concentration of I2 decreases from 0.55 to 0.35 between the times of 15 and 55 seconds. What is the rate of consumption of iodine? So remember, it is the final concentration minus the initial concentration divided by the time that's changed. And so the final concentration is 35 molar, the initial concentration is 0.55 molar, and the amount of time that's changed is 40 seconds. Okay, so 0.35 minus 0.55 is 0.20 molar divided by 40 seconds. So I'm going to use my calculator. Calculator, 0.2, is negative, divided by 40. So it's negative 0.005 big M per second. Again, some of you missed some problems because you don't like your units out. Okay? How much faster is HI formed than H2 is used up? So this is just a simple mole ratio, right? For every 1 mole that is used, I create 2 moles of HI. So it is twice as fast. 2 moles of HI are made for 2 mole. Every 1 mole of HI. Right here. See? According to the graph shown below, what is the rate of production of NO2 from 2 minutes to 10 minutes? All right, so here's NO2. Okay. From 2 to 10, so again, it happened over 8 minutes. Okay. And so at 10 minutes, it seems to have made 0.30. That's the final concentration. Remember, this is concentration final. And then the initial concentration is 0. There's nothing here, see? So 0.30 moles over 8 minutes. Around. This is around. calculation. 0.3 divided by 8. It formed at 0.375 moles for every minute. Again, units matter, everyone. Okay? All right. So let's look at this, the next one about collision theory. Okay? So collision theory is when substances are mixed, particles must collide to form products. Okay? What two requirements must be met for a collision to be successful in making products? So for this to happen, first of all, they must be oriented in the right direction. So correct orientation. And then they have to collide at a sufficient speed, at sufficient energy. Because if it doesn't happen, if you just kind of, tap each other, right? It's not gonna work very well. Okay. Name 4 factors that affect the rate of a reaction. Describe how each factor affects the reaction rate. So, the goal for all of these, right, is to increase the number of collisions, okay, and the strength of collisions, okay? All right, so there are 5 factors, so I'll just mention them all, okay? All right, the 5 factors include surface area, and they're no order: pressure, temperature, the volume of a container, and catalysts. Okay? The surface area affects the rate of reaction, means the smaller the particle, cannot spell, the greater is the surface area. It'll increase the number of collisions. Okay? Pressure. So again, the greater the pressure, oh wait, this is concentration. Okay? The greater the number of particles, more particles equals more collisions. Okay? This changes to concentration. Can you hear me? Temperature. Higher temperature equals greater number of collisions. Okay? The volume. So the smaller the volume, the greater the more collisions are going to create. Okay? Think of a balloon. And the catalysts, it doesn't change. It helps with the rate of reaction. It helps reorient particles plus it lowers the activation energy. It makes it easier to get started. Okay? All right. State the collision theory of chemical reactions. I thought I already did this. All right. So, collision theory of chemical reactions. All right, so in a chemical reaction, reacting particles must collide. I feel like I said this already. In a chemical reaction. Label the reactants and products, the activation energy, and the reaction energy. Okay, all right. So I'm going to label the reactants. Here's the reactant. Here's the product. Here's the reactant. Here's the product. Okay. And the activation energy. So the activation energy is this. The difference between the reactants and the products. And that the highest point. And the energy of the reaction. So here is the energy of the reaction. This. Of reaction. Okay? And here, the difference between the reactants and the products is the energy of the reaction. Okay? Notice it says it's an exothermic and endothermic reactions. What is a catalyst and what does it do for a chemical reaction? How does it do it? A catalyst helps lower the activation energy by helping to reorient the reactants. Okay? What is a reversible reaction? How is it represented in the formula equation? A reversible reaction is a reaction that can form in which reactants and products form interchangeably. It is represented by this, a double arrow. Okay. Define chemical equilibrium. All right. So, chemical equilibrium occurs when the rate of reaction between the reactants and the products are the same. So remember, it's the rate that's the same, it's not the amount, okay? Do the concentrations of reactants and products change during chemical equilibrium? The concentrations do not change. Does not change, but and they do not need to be equal. So an example of this is, so here is a reactant. No, that's a product. And here's a reactant. So they need to eventually be stable. Okay? Yeah, the equilibrium. Okay? They do not need to be the same. Le Chatelier's principle. So, a system. So remember that teeter-totter example, right? A system at equilibrium will adjust to relieve stress. Okay, by moving to the opposite side. So again, you're gonna adjust to where you need to go. The goal is to relieve the stress in the system. Any added stress. Okay? All right. The diagram shows the reactants and products of a reversible reaction at equilibrium. All chemicals are gaseous at room temperature. The forward reaction is exothermic. Predict the following. Okay. This is going to help if we write this as an equation because you might not be used to this, right? So here's N2, and then this little fella, plus 3H2 yields, there's 2 molecules of NH3, and it's exothermic plus heat. Okay. All right, because there's exothermic right there. Okay? So there's an increase in pressure. So these are all gases. Okay? So an increase in the pressure, this is 4 molecules of gas, 4 moles, this is 2 moles of gas, right? If I increase the pressure, then there will be more pressure on this side. I want to go to the side with less pressure. So it's going to shift to the product side, okay? If I increase the temperature, it's going to be warmer over here, and move it to the left to decrease it. So it's going to shift to reactants. Okay. If I decrease the concentration of H2, that means have less of this side, I'm also going to shift to the reactant side to restore the amount of H2. Okay? All right. In the chemistry industry, shifting chemical equilibrium is a way of producing more wanted chemicals. Given the reaction, N2 plus O2 gives you heat, what are 2 different ways one could increase the amount of NO by shifting the equilibrium? All right, I want to increase this, okay? One way, there's several ways, okay? They make amount of gas, so pressure, increasing the pressure won't change, but I could increase, in terms of concentration, I'm going to move the system over to the right? So I can increase N2 or increase O2 gas, okay? I could also, for the temperature, I could increase the temperature, okay? I could also, well, pressure won't change. So those are the 2 ways that I could change, okay? And that is it. See? This is not too bad. Is there much math? There's almost no math. Not much. All right. Good luck, and hope to see you guys soon.